is amazing to me. There's so many things I could say. But I guess I can say that I'm probably one of the luckiest persons in the world to have grown up into the Jordan family, to have a mom and dad that loved me, cared for me. When I think about my journey, every step of my journey, there was always somebody special there for me. God has always put people in my life. I don't understand it. I don't know why. I don't know. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that He showed me favor. I look at my family and I think about being the youngest of 10, and I think about each and every one of them and how they poured into my life. And I'm a sum total of all of them. First it started with my dad. My dad, he was a very powerful man. He would always tell Artie and I before we left the house, "You know who you are, don't you? What's your last name? You know who you are, don't you?" Every day. But when I was younger, I really didn't quite understand it. But when I got older, I understood it. He was telling us that the Jordan name meant something. And you are not bigger than the Jordan name. Don't go out there and embarrass me and act a fool. So it gave us a sense of pride because we were Jordans. My mom was the prayingest woman I ever saw in my life. She would sit on her knees at night, calling each of her children's name out. And I'm talking about not praying for 15 minutes. I'm talking about praying for hours. And when you look at me, I'm a product of living on mother's prayers. Thinking about my sister Suzette, who taught me how I watched her, and she taught me how to love family unconditionally. Always had her home open for family. And she treated me like I was her son all my life. When my mama left me when I was 11 years old, my sister Suzette stepped up. I think about my brother Willie, who is the most kindest soul I've ever met. Willie Jordan has never not been there for me. During my athletic years, when I was younger, I can bet Willie would be at the games. I'm talking about way back in the Jefferson days. When I looked up at the stands, whether it's basketball, football, track, he was right there cheering for me. Always been there for me. And he's the most consistent, loving man I know. Thank you. And then my brother Charles, who's actually been my life coach, who actually helped me become this man that I am, pouring into me knowledge and wisdom way beyond his years, showing me that I had potential, that I can climb mountains if I wanted to. Poured into me even today, pouring into me every single day. Every time I talk to him, I feel like I had to have a note and a pen, because he's always saying something profound. But he elevated my self-esteem. He elevated it so much that it doesn't matter what people think about me, because I know who I am. I know and Charles Jordan instilled that in me. I can walk in a room of a bunch of haters and I can look at them and smile and wish them well and mean it. Because Charles Jordan told me that you got to separate the sin from the sinner. Don't take it personal, and separate the sin from the sinner. That's why I can communicate with anybody in my self-concept. It's high because of Charles Jordan. Thank you, Charles. My brother Lafayette. Lafayette is an amazing human being. I watched Lafayette work all his life. Actually, he retired 3 years ago and went back to work. He taught me the value of work. My work ethic came from Lafayette Jordan, watching him every single day come home from NIPSCO. He started at NIPSCO digging ditches, and he left NIPSCO department head. He worked his way all the way up to the top. And I want to thank Lafayette for showing me what work really is. My sister Diane, I call her the angel of mercy. If you're down and you're out, you can best believe you can count on Diane. Diane will bring you the sweetest sweet potato pie. She will love on you like nobody else can. I just love her heart. And when she sees people in pain, she runs towards them, not away from them. Thank you. My sister Loretta, what an amazing, intelligent, brilliant woman. See, she don't know when I was younger, I was watching her. I was watching how she articulated herself, her writing style, how she would influence and encourage through her motivational talks. And I've always admired that from her. Probably one of the most intelligent people I've met. And she can write a poem. Oh yeah, she should be a well-published author by now. Amazing, amazing woman of intellect. Is so full of faith. Very, very family-oriented, Christian-oriented. And thank you for showing me that example. My brother Walt, the big fella. I've watched Walt, and amazing. Walt had this ability to make everybody feel like $1 million. I don't care who you are. If you know Walt, he lifts you up. I saw Walt talking to a group of kids that came in the room nonchalant. When they left the room, they thought they could climb Mount Everest. Amazing ability to communicate, elevate people's minds and beliefs in themselves. And that's exactly what Walt did for me. And that's exactly what I've learned from what people do. My brother Doug, I've never seen a man so committed as Doug Jordan. His commitment to his faith, no matter what folks say, he's been consistent with his faith for decades. You're not gonna rock him. And I'm just so proud of him because he showed me what commitment really is. And thank you, Doug, for showing me your commitment. My brother Art, quite frankly, is my best friend. We grew up together, and I didn't know he tasted my toes, but don't get mad, dog. But certainly, we definitely had some time together. We slept in the same bed for years because of the lack of beds that we had with the large family. But Art has always been there for me. He said that I'm his first call, but he's also my first call. And it's like, can read each other's minds, right? Sometimes we don't talk in a while. I feel his energy. He feels mine. If I'm down and out, he can feel it. He always manages to text me the right things. And I do that for him as well. And Art and I just will always be a special relationship because we went through it together. And we always been real tight. And so, Art, thank you for being my sidekick. I say to myself, how can I not be a person of substance with what God has given me? How can I not? Actually, I think I'm an underachiever because what God has given me is ridiculous. And I'm honored. You know, every day I think about this. I think about making sure that I don't embarrass my family. I think about making sure that the kids that God has allowed me to serve is proud of Joe Jordan. That means something to me. That means something. I don't want to disappoint my kids. And that would break my heart. And the friends that I've accumulated over my life has been nothing short of a miracle. Eric Headley, he's much younger than I, but the man is full of wisdom. Mm-hmm. He's wise beyond his years. And to meet Eric Headley at the time that I met him, to partner with somebody who has shared values, who's interested in community first, not ego, not name, just out helping this community. And for him and I to connect the ways which we have, it's been amazing. And I want to thank Ari for accepting me the way I am. Thank you, Ari. You know, I had a chance to meet this amazing man named Chuck Surek years ago. Before I met Chuck, I met Ian Rowland. And Ian Rowland and I got really close, to a point where he would call me his son. I would go eat dinner with him and his wife frequently, his kids. We got really close. And when Ian transitioned on, I said to myself, wow, this community needs Ian Rowland. What are we going to do without Ian Rowland? Because he was the conscience of this community. He was the guy that bridged the gaps, whether it was race relations, whether it was just any conflict in the community. Ian Rowland was that guy. And he set the tone of love and acceptance and honor. And when he transitioned on, I was really concerned about who is going to step up in that place. And then Chuck Surek stepped up. Then I met Chuck Surek. And it's funny because I never forget the time that I was going to meet him. I was so nervous because, of course, he has this, giant of a man. And literally, the time I walked into his office and shook his hand, there was a special bond. That was a special bond. That bond turned into love because Chuck Hart is bigger than all outdoors. And he's a walking billboard for generosity. He's impacted so many lives in our community. Thank you, Chuck, for being who you are. And then I met this guy named Dr. Dyer. Dr. Dyer and I connected at the Boys and Girls Club. Less than a year in the Boys and Girls Club, Dr. Dyer became the board president. And Dr. Dyer is a man, humble man, loving, kind, gentle, amazing man. And we just clicked. And actually the time of growth for the club is right when he became the board of directors president, chairperson. And we clicked, and I'm just so honored to have the chance to meet his wife and get to know her. They are an amazing couple who always look out for the best interests of other people. Then I saw Frank Johnson as well out here, another man that was board chair during the growth period. And then you got John Steiner, who has become a really, really dear friend of mine, a man that I've grown to love and cherish his friendship. And what I love about John, he is so smooth and elegant, and he's so kind, and he has this way about him. He'll say something to you harsh, but it doesn't seem like it's harsh. And that style, I love his style, I love his energy, and him and I have gotten really close, and his beautiful wife, Jan, has also gotten close with him. And I just thank God for those opportunities. You know, I mean, you look at my life, there was always people coming in and out of my life to help me. I look at my cousin Doris, who always allowed me to use her car when I was in high school to go on dates, right? You know, she had a really nice car, and she threw the keys to me. I don't forget that. You know, I think about my brother-in-law Richard, who gave me my first car, and I think about all of my nephews and nieces who just showered me with love. I mean, what they did for me and Don a couple of weeks ago was magical. I never, it was magical, and they did it. We asked them to do that in 3.5 weeks, and I just appreciate it. And nothing more important to me right now than seeing a smile on my baby's face. And I appreciate you guys putting this on. My team at the Boys and Girls Club, these 3 individuals are amazing. It's easy to work with people who love kids just like you love them. Easy, because they get it. I've got an amazing team of people to help us carry the mission out every single day. I just happen to be the CEO at this specific time, but the work comes from these people and my other staff members. Amazing, amazing. I want to thank the Indiana Black Diaspora Fort Wayne chapter, working with Shonda and Shirley and all the board members, man. I can't tell you how pleased I am to work with you all in the way in which you've accepted me in my leadership. I'm honored that you would do that, and I promise you I'm not going to let you down. So thank you guys. So let me close, because I know we're on a time crunch, but let me say this. When you look at me, please see God. Please see God. Because I'm a frail, undeserving, unworthy human being. But for the grace of God, I am in front of you. I'm nothing without him. Nothing. It's so embarrassing to be up here and hearing all those accolades, when I want to give you all accolades for embracing this skinny kid from the hood. And to come to where I've come because of you all, I should be celebrating you. I literally try to live my life every day, trying to inspire and uplift and help somebody. That's why I make sure I do it through Facebook. I make sure that every morning I put a quote in there, because somebody's going to get lifted up. If I fail during the day that I don't do that, you can guarantee somebody's going to read that quote and get lifted. I believe that every human being is relevant. God made the guy on the street just like he made you. And when you cross his path, who are you to look down on another human being that God loves just like he loves you? That's my philosophy. That's what I do every day. When I go into the gas station and meet the clerk, I'm gonna smile and wish them well, because I don't think it's happenstance that it happened. I don't think it's happenstance. I think it's by God's design. So when you live your life, and please, if you take anything away from what's going on tonight, just know that Joe Jordan has lived his life trying to honor every human being that he interacts with every single day. Take that with you. It's not about me. It's about God's grace and looking for opportunity to share his love with others. That's what it's about. And I always live my life, this is my favorite quote: let not no one come to you without leaving better or happier. Mother Teresa. Let not no one come to you not leaving happier or better. And I think about that quote every single day, every interaction with another human being, because it matters. It matters. And it's, the funny thing about it is when you give it out, it blows you away coming back. So many of us think that we gotta give, we gotta get. But I'm telling you, if you give it, it's coming back to you. I'm a witness. So I want to thank you guys for tonight. You guys got me. Dawn, where you at, baby? So this lady right here, has brought my heart so much joy. She has really made my life so much sweeter. You know, it was. I'm not no day in the park, right? Right. So for her to embrace me the way I am, because I work all the time, you know, and she never complains. She's always there waiting for me, making sure that I'm eating, always caring for me. And that's what I fell in love with. I fell in love with this awesome human being who understood me and wanted to support me because she knew I was out there trying to support others. And again, I'm blown away by God's explosive blessings. So, thank you guys. God bless you. Appreciate it.